start it.
Okay, I will. I will try once more. Everything is random from my side. So, hello. Welcome everybody to a new edition of the European Town Hall / Fireside Chat. Welcome everybody. Today we'll have wonderful guests from Socious, Adadomains, and Token Analyze. We have our wall mantra. This is specific for our European Town Hall. So, the first, keep your nose up to date. Try to study or learn something new every day. Support and connect with community members and synergy and goals. Do you want to take the other two lines, Marcus?
Absolutely. Be inclusive, friendly, and wise with words, even in anger. So important currently in Catalyst. Share information without destroying dreams, people, or their reputation. Also, always applicable.
Yes. So we can start with the first guest from Socious. Who is going to present? Say, yeah, it's you. If you want to share the slides,
yes,
you can do that. I will stop sharing for the time being.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, before I share my slides, just I wanted to say hi to everyone. Thank you for having me. And yeah, so my name is Sarah Yoon. I'm originally from Japan and Korea. My mother is Korean and my father's Japanese. And I'm based in Japan. So now it's like 1:40 a.m.
Thank you.
Many of the town halls are horrible hours for us in Asia, but I try to attend as much as possible. So yeah, thank you for having me. And yeah, I wanted to also share my connections to Europe. So I actually used to live in Europe for many years. I went to school in Switzerland and the UK, lived there 3 years in Switzerland, 2 years in the UK on and off. So and also my partner is from Germany. And yeah, so we are planning to go to Germany with our kids. Our kids are half German as well. So yeah, so that's our plan. And also recently we got accepted into Japanese government program that takes us to Europe for like a week. In towards the end of the year, I'll be in Portugal. And towards the beginning of next year, I'll be in the UK, in London. So if you're around in all these cities, I would love to meet up with European Cardano community as well. If anybody in Portugal, Lisbon, or London, please stay in touch. So now I want to share my video. I recorded video for this. Just 1 second.
Yep.
Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
Everything looks perfect.
I'm just. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I am the founder of Socious. Socious is a talent marketplace that makes impact work accessible and transparent. 94% of young people want to contribute to social causes, but only 10% are able to do so. This is because impact work is not easily accessible or transparent. They don't see a career progression, they're unsure of whether their work creates a real impact, or the salary is too low in these impact jobs. That's why we built Socious, to provide a new path for these purpose-driven professionals so that they don't need to choose between their career and their desire to do good, because they can achieve both at the same time on Socious. And we make their impact work transparent and traceable. To illustrate how we are doing this, I want to share a story of Lawrence, a software engineer with a passion for contributing to social and environmental causes. Through our platform, we matched Lawrence with an edtech startup where he can contribute to a social cause and advance his career at the same time. He receives a fair salary, which is protected by escrow smart contracts. We make Lawrence's impact transparent and traceable by recording his contributions on the blockchain using a Tala Prism. Based on this verified impact, called impact points, he can receive rewards. Until now, more than 4,000 professionals like Lawrence joined our movement, who collectively contributed 2,500 hours. And the vast majority of them are new to the Cardano ecosystem. For Fund 10, we've submitted 5 proposals to improve the product. All of our projects are open source. For this presentation, I will focus on the proposal Work History as Verifiable Credentials. According to a survey, 55% of people lie on their CVs. However, detecting fraudulent CVs is difficult and hiring a background check agency is expensive. That's why we propose to record work history as verifiable credentials. With this solution, we can streamline the hiring process and prevent CV fraud. The process is simple. First, organizations must be verified to issue work certificates as VCs. Then, Lawrence can request that his employers issue his work certificates as VCs. Once the organization issues the work certificates, potential employers can verify their authenticity without hiring background check agencies. If these jobs are impact related, Lawrence can receive rewards from Socious for his contributions. Regarding the benefits to the Cardano ecosystem, in the short term, community members can issue work certificates as VCs using the platform. In the long term, we can attract more people to the Cardano ecosystem. We have already introduced Cardano to 4,000 users and aim to increase this number to 10,000 by the end of the project. Why did I start Socious? Because of my minority backgrounds, I was bullied in school, which led to depression and bipolar disorder. When I was 19, I was detained at a mental institution. After these incidents, which had a huge impact on my life, I started to think about making a difference in the lives of people like us, because I know that this is not just my story, but a shared human story. Why Cardano? I was deeply impressed by Chath's vision of using blockchain as a force for good. I have also met amazing people within the Cardano community who are passionate about social and environmental impact. That's why we decided to build on Cardano. We have an experienced global team to execute this plan. I have more than 15 years of experience in the sector and successfully exited a social venture before. We have engineers and designers who have built products that are loved by millions of people. We've also successfully completed 5 Catalyst projects. Please vote for Socious. With your support, we can give everyone the chance to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions and comments.
Amazing stuff, really.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So the good thing is about that you already have a company that is alive and is running. And in layman's word, for somebody who did not understand the video, it is you are requesting the funding in this case to build up the Atala solution. Is that correct?
That is correct. So what is implemented so far is that so Socious is a talent matching platform, right? So we connect impact organizations with purpose-driven talent. And when the matching happens on the platform and the payment goes through the platform, then this is already, we can record it on using Atala Prism. However, everything that happens outside of the platform, like you work for nonprofits, the UN in the past, outside of just nothing related to Socious, they cannot record this information using Socious, or get impact points for these activities. So what we're proposing here is that for everything that happens outside of Socious, whatever all the work certificates that can be issued as verifiable credentials on Socious using Atala Prism.
Cool.
I also have another question. You mentioned that you already had positive experiences with Catalyst in the previous rounds. Would you tell us something more about those projects? What did you accomplish with that?
Yes, I can share the links later. But for example, we had a project about escrow smart contracts. So whenever they're matching between organizations and especially like developers, like freelance designers, etc., they need to manage payment. So what happens usually sometimes is that organizations hiring freelancers, they're not sure about the quality, and sometimes the quality and there's maybe some delays in delivering milestones, etc. On the other hand, for developers, a lot of them experience delay in payment, or even after they delivered their products, they are still not paid, etc. So in order to solve this problem, there are escrow solutions. So escrow solutions, it's not something new, right? So they are, Fiverr, Upwork, they all have escrow solutions. So organizations pay first, and then developers are paid once the job is done. And if there are any disputes, then these centralized platforms intervene, and then they decide whether to allocate the funds to the hiring organization or freelancers. And what's different about Socious solution is it's based on smart contracts. So everything is automated, and in the future we will have these decentralized. We will have the dispute resolution system decentralized. So instead of our team members deciding on how to allocate the funds between the organization and freelancers, but community members, and based on the reputation, based on their history in the past, they're randomly chosen as jury members. And then they decide, community members decide whether the funds should be allocated to freelancer or organization. So that's one project, and the impact score itself was we got funded to develop this impact score, which basically records your good deeds, your contribution to social and environmental impact on the blockchain, and based on that you get some rewards. So that's also a Catalyst funded projects. But I will share all the links in the chat. Thank you for your question.
That's great, so that we can put the links also in the YouTube videos, so that they will be available also for everybody that will join later.
Yes, any links that you want to be shared, just put them in there. And
thank you.
And we put them in there as well.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, very cool. Any other questions?
Any other questions, comments? I'm here.
And if you have questions later, we also have, or Sarah also created a item in the EU Cardano Discord, so you could even ask there, and he's very responsive and a kind conversation partner.
I saw that there was a question in the chat before from Lucas, who was asking if you are on Twitter or X.
Yes, I'm on Twitter. Yes.
Perfect. If you can maybe share your handle in the chat, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you. If there are no other questions, I think we can proceed with the next guest. Let me share the screen. Now we have Adadomains. Nick, do you want to take it away? You are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have quite so nice video like the previous guest had. I'll just have to speak from my head.
That's all cool. That's all cool. Don't worry.
Okay.
Everybody does it as they want. Some present in a video and some just talk, and that's all cool. Whatever you prefer.
So let me first introduce myself and my co-owner, who is not here. We are high school. We went to high school together, me and my co-owner Jush, and we are from Slovenia, a small country in Europe, if anyone doesn't know where it is. And we are active in crypto in the last 5 years. We started back in 2018, and then at that time we saw the rise of ENS on Ethereum. So this is Ethereum naming service, and once Cardano started to getting close to having smart contract support, we saw the opportunity to build something similar in Cardano. But of course, we needed the funds to support the development. So we started with the pre-sale in 2020, 21. And then it took us almost 2 years to actually deliver the final product, which is now live on app.adadomains.io. So anybody can go there and check it out and read the documentation, which is, I think, quite nice and really easy to understand. And yeah, that's it. Our biggest advantage currently is that in our opinion, we are the closest solution to the domain naming system on Cardano, with a very simple UI and a lot of functionalities already supported. We have developed an SDK and a plugin, which is currently still in beta stage, but accessible on the Chrome Web Store. And essentially, for those who don't know how it works, is basically the centralized storage on-chain storage on Cardano ledger. So each domain is represented as a token, NFT token on Cardano. And with the help of our plugin and our Surf extension, you can access those fields directly from a web browser. The nicest explanation for it, or demo, is available on our Discord, and we shared the demo a while back on Twitter for those who are interested and who would like to try it. But that's currently it. We do, for the future, we have a lot of integration planned. We're in talks with a couple of wallet providers, and we just started working with an external marketing team to spread the word about our project, because we think it's really great. So yeah, that's it. If community would want to have more functionalities added to our protocol, we do have an upgradable contract system planned. So if more stuff will be needed, we did plan for that. So that's an option as well. So yeah, that's it.
I already used your service, and the process is pretty straightforward.
Yes.
What I found a very interesting option, that you can create subdomains and assign single addresses to it. So that would be something, from what I understand, maybe I see it wrong, but you can correct me here, is something that is quite a nice feature for projects that want the community to trace company wallets, for example, and say, okay, this is for the treasury, this is for this and that thing, this is employee number 1, number 2, number 3, freelancer X. I think that's a good service that I could see here.
Yes, that's true. We do have the support for subdomains, so each domain has an option for you to mint a subdomain, and that subdomain has all the exact functionalities like a regular domain. The only limitation is that we are limited by the storage, so you can't really create infinite number of subdomains. That is something we should be plan to improve. So, but that's the limit of a blockchain and a technical stuff that my other co-founder is more familiar with.
Do you have the number currently of the limitation?
Yeah, I think that 8 subdomains is the maximum that you can have.
But that should be okay for the most
Yes,
purposes,
and
probably.
another thing is, okay, you can create, you can associate different attributes to those domains and subdomain as well. So you can create a Twitter handle for each domain or subdomain, or Discord handle. And we have a predefined list of these attributes that you have. But what we also have is like custom attributes starting with the TOS prefix. And each application that wanted to integrate with us can reuse those custom attributes by its own needs. So if somebody wants to have, I don't know, some sort of secret stored there, they can buy our domain and add those attributes to that domain, and then you reuse those secret and that field. So that I think is really useful for a lot of different integrations and, I don't know, identity solutions and so on.
And the main question that probably pops up is, how can I use it, or can I use it to use it as a DNS service?
Yeah, I mean, most people are not familiar with like DNS in like general, so you can't really use it in like as a regular DNS service. So while there is a theoretical option to buy the top level ADI domain, it's of course out of our reach. The cost for that goes in millions and millions of dollars. And that would not be decentralized at all. We would have to have like a large team just dedicated to issuing those domains. So, and it's currently not even available. I would have to convince the top level organizations handling the top level domains, which is IIN. I think I can, something like that.
I can, yeah.
I can to actually sell me that, and still I have to pay like hundreds of millions of dollars for that domain and renew it every year. So we don't have that kind of funds, obviously.
Maybe Charles has it.
Yeah, maybe, but even that, it's really hard. And regardless of that, we have like the option to resolve your domain in the browser. That is with the help of like surf extensions. So you add a known TLD to the end of it, and it will work because we own it, and we do the translation between the blockchain and the actual front-end application. Another option is to have like to install our browser, which is currently still in beta, still not very stable, but it kind of works. If you go to the Chrome store and download the Adadomains browser, you should be able to resolve a regular Adadomain as you buy it in the browser. So that's currently how all the crypto domain services work. I know that Brave has some integration with Ethereum naming services, but it's still like very centralized and not really that centralized. And yes.
I think that was a good explanation.
Yes.
I think that was a good explanation, and everybody who wants to know more should probably just or get an introduction on how this works. Should just pop into your Discord server probably and get the answers. And I think you already prepared a FAQ for the most common questions. So
I don't think the part of DNS is answered. Maybe I have to update that. So perfect. Because that question pops up a lot.
I also have another question that is always related to the DNS system. Do you plan in future to add the support for other kind of DNS records like MXs for mail or anything else?
Yeah, I mean, currently that is not like really supported because we're not like a standard DNS service. But yeah, we do have an option to add extra attributes to the to our domain. Currently, we have it like only a few of them are available and custom is available. But if that would be like our goal, I think we could work something out. It wouldn't work like exactly like the regular DNS because I would have to have a mail server set up somewhere or something like that. But records could be added to the domain if you wanted to, yes.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Are
Well,
there other questions? Maybe you can write in the chat or just take.
Yeah, if anyone will have any question, they can ping me on Twitter or join our Discord, and I'll be happy to answer all of the questions. And that's it. We have at Adadomains tech on Twitter. So
Very
as
cool.
we're in the middle, no, actually 2/3. My counting was never that good. Can we have a fantastic smile from everybody? It's gonna be on Twitter right now. Thank you. Oh, Martin, I didn't get you. Why? We do another one. Oh, and 1, 2, 3. This is an awesome picture. I'm actually gonna mint it. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Okay, let me share again my screen to present the next guest. So yes, we have Token Analyze. Lucas, how are you?
Hey everybody, how are you?
Fine, fine. We are very happy to have you here once again.
I'm very happy to be here as well. It always feels like home being here. I almost feel the same as I feel in the Latam Town Hall, which is very close to here, you know. So yeah, very excited to speak with all of you and see what you are all up to. So yeah, I also joined by Elias and Facundo Lopez, which are both of my partners. Hey Eli. And we also have Alex, which couldn't join us today. But yeah, we'll tell you a little bit on what Token Analyze is. I didn't want to bring a presentation because I really wanted to keep it up active, you know, so it's not that structured. You know, we are Latinians, so we don't really like structure that much. But yeah, I'm Lucas. I'm the co-founder of Token Allies, and if you didn't know, actually, Token Allies is a project that was born here in Project Catalyst as well. Almost 2 years ago, we started this whole funding real world businesses narrative, and we went through quite an interesting journey. Many people joined, and it's been amazing so far. So to tell you a little bit on what Token Allies is, Token Allies is a decentralized venture capital, right? And if you are in Cardano, and if you've been on Cardano for a while, you probably know that venture capitals are really not that popular over here. So we really wanted to revise that whole concept of VCs and actually investigate it and actually analyze why there are no VCs on Cardano or there are not many at least, right? So we started thinking about analyzing and we started thinking, shouldn't venture capital investment be one of the key drivers of Cardano? Shouldn't they be needed for the actual growth of Cardano? These are companies and institutions that have billions of dollars, and we see them that they are powering other blockchain ecosystem. So why aren't they on Cardano? There are many reasons that we actually talk about it with Charles the other day on why there are no VCs on Cardano. And we really wanted to change this narrative. So we built Cardano's decentralized venture capital. Sorry, I'm receiving a call, sorry. We actually decided on building this decentralized VC. I was started thinking about this model. And one of the first obvious choices that we had, okay, let's make a VC that can actually empower the Cardano ecosystem, but let's make it through a DAO. So basically we made a whole process which starts through the DAO, and its holders, they are going to approve and release a certain fund. If you don't know how these funds work, basically you have one objective, like say, I want to raise $1 million to invest in 10 projects from X industry with X amount of size, right? So that's how we're starting. We are releasing as DAO one fund that we are aiming to release by this year of $1 million to invest in 10 Cardano projects. Once we release that fund, we are going to open submissions for companies, and companies that fulfill these requirements that we are going to launch with the investment thesis, like every VC investment does. We are going to have a due diligence phase, which we are going to hire an external team, which they are going to provide a full report, like a professional report, a business report, where they are going to have all the numbers, all the metrics, all the information needed to actually make an informative analysis of a company. And they're going to publish it to the community. Then investors are gonna send funds to our smart contract that we are already building on Marlow, thanks to PTX Pipe as well. We are building, and they're gonna send funds. Initially, we're thinking about doing it through a stablecoin, which we are already talking with several stablecoin issuers on Cardano, and they're gonna send these funds. And once all the objective and the threshold is reached on this smart contract, we are gonna launch the fund. And then what happens? Investors will be able to vote with their investment. They're going to vote on which projects or companies receive this funding, right? So we actually mix two aspects that in the future they were kind of contradicting. We had, from one side, we had the management part of the fund and the investor part of the fund. In the traditional venture capital world, these two parties always collide because they have different interests. So with DAO and the blockchain technology, we can mix them into one. So the actual investors of the fund will be the actually people that are gonna invest on it. So once the people are invested both on the funds, we're gonna publish the results. And the DAO as an entity will be the one that is gonna invest in these companies. Right, so that's the whole process of token allies. We currently have a free token system, but I don't wanna get too much into it because sometimes it feels like a little bit complex, but it's an amazing way we found of actually giving some flexibility to a funding model. But first, it sounds like Catalyst. We can talk about it later if you want. We have a DVC token, which is our DAO token. And actually, I think David and some of you have experience on the DVC token, which is our governance token, which is the first step to actually get involved in the token allies ecosystem. We started minting this token a little bit over a month and a half ago, and it's been doing great. We're minting more than 300 DVC tokens, and we are aiming to even more. We started going to conferences. Well, if you saw the pictures online, we were in Charles the other day. We went to the IG offices, and yeah, it's been amazing. We had an amazing response by the community. And if you talk about it with most of the builders, most of you here are builders, this is something that's really needed in the Cardano ecosystem. And here I want to touch on Quasar's point on Project Catalyst. Well, you already see my face. I've been on Catalyst for 2 years almost, yeah. And Catalyst, I think, has a purpose. Maybe we don't know, or maybe we define on what Catalyst's purpose is. But we kind of have an agreement, I think, that it's for a start, right? It's a catalyst. You catalyze projects. It works almost as a seed investment. If you want to have a comparison to the traditional investment work, it kind of is working as a seed investment. But something that we really are aiming to tokenize is to take a whole funding model concept to other places, because you have a whole variety of companies on Cardano that are already, for example, they're already working projects, and this has brought many debates on Cardano. And there are many projects and companies on Cardano with already a working product that they already have proven the hypothesis of a business model, and they need money to scale. We are seeing it. Everyone sees it. There's a huge need of funds to scale your projects. Well, we are partners with some of Cardano's various projects. We're partnering with Endmaker. We are minting through the platform. We are partners with Maze, Metera, TX Pipe. And with everyone, we're talking Clarity DAO. So with everyone we're talking, it's always the same discussion. We really need money to actually scale our business. And Catalyst, in my opinion at least, it serves one purpose, but it's not satisfying that part. And we thought, okay, we need this whole variety of companies getting funding into different parts, right? So that's why we're building a VC. And VCs, at least in our segment, we are aiming for Series A and Series B investments. So if you want to think about it, it has a timeline. we think that token analysis would be an after part of what Catalyst is doing right now. And of course, you can have like previous investment people from the community could do it, like angel investment, or maybe investing in Series C and Series D investment. But I don't really want to go into that. So yeah, that's basically token analysis in a nutshell. If you want to participate, we are already mentioned, like I mentioned, in Maker through our website, which is tokenanalyze.com. And yeah, you can join our Discord, join our Telegrams, mint TVC, and yeah, we are, like I was mentioning, we are planning on launching our first fund by the end of this year. So yeah, it's been an amazing experience so far. We are very happy that we started on Catalyst, and we are very happy about it, and we love it. So thank you so much for the opportunity to present here. And if you have any questions, please let us know.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I think that personally, I think that it's very important to have such kind of service, because Catalyst is something that it served a very good purpose in the beginning, because it allowed a lot of new reality to get funded, but now it's getting even always more difficult to get new fund if you are not a big name or somebody that already have a lot of following. So something like token analyze can be very important for new realities to come alive.
And that's why I think it's quite important. And I'm talking as Lucas from Project Catalyst, maybe not that much as part of Token Analyze, but I think it's something quite important for Catalyst to define its purpose, its objective, and that's something we probably gonna see as Voltaire's result, maybe more participation on what Catalyst should aim to. Should we aim to invest in working products? Should we invest in project and seed investment projects that are already starting? So I think that's something quite important. That's something that we really learn from Catalyst and Token Analyze. You actually need to think about your segment. The investment industry, maybe all of you are not involved in this so much, is very wide. It's not the same to invest in a seed investment to a Series A. The necessities are quite different. And that's something that we really want to focus on this segment of funding. So yeah, you had a question?
Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. Really exciting project. I'm really interested in your project. And my question is about, I guess, regulations and legality. So I think this is one of the most heavily regulated area. And I'm amazed that, I guess, like, you've overcome some of the regulatory hurdles. So I want to know, like, how did you overcome these challenges? And like, so in terms of legality, like how did you get maybe a license or something? So yeah, I want to know about that.
Yeah, so basically, I started Token Analyze as a tokenization company, and you probably might have seen it in the past as a crowdfunding platform, as a centralized company. And we've seen throughout time, we built it, like I was mentioning, from 2 years now, from all this time, we've seen so many companies come and go in the blockchain industry. Well, in the bar market, you almost certainly see them. And yeah, before our previous model was kind of harder from this regulatory point of view, because we wanted to tokenize each company. We wanted to tokenize a company that to onboard them to blockchain, right? So we had a whole model that was tokenize each company, and then they were gonna fund it on a platform. And you could probably guess that was gonna be quite a difficult thing to do. And we saw that every time we go to speak at a place, they say, okay, it's nice, we love your idea, but what about its regulation? So that's why we went to we went a step backwards, and we said, okay, what do we have? What can we do? Everyone that is building on blockchain eventually has to make this question: what has been done? What can be done, right? And how can we fix that with what we want to do? And when you are an entrepreneur in this blockchain space, we really suffer that, and that's the cost of innovation. So that's why we changed the model from a crowdfunding platform to a decentralized VC, because now we have some more certainty, because now we don't have to tokenize each company. We don't have to reinvent the wheel in that part, because from the point of view of the company, you might just as well be a traditional VC. And we don't have to reinvent the legal aspect on traditional VCs. They already been here for several decades now. So we say, okay, we shouldn't reinvent the wheel, we shouldn't need it. And that's part of the philosophy that many people on blockchain has, is that if something is already working, but we can make it better with blockchain, it's not about just destroying it and try to build it again. It's like, okay, we already know that venture capital investment from the legal part of view has been working. What if from the company point of view, that's like works like a traditional VC, but in the behind the scenes, it works like a DAO. And then you have a little bit more clarity on what you can and you cannot do, because already DAOs are already ready to register on some jurisdictions. In many places around the world, they are already recognizing DAOs. So we went for a model that we wanted to tokenize each company, which was going to be quite hard, from a model that we already have some certainty on DAOs and traditional venture capital investments. So I feel like we came up with the best solution to this hurdle. And of course, as time went by, this is going to change. This is an ever-changing landscape, especially in the regulatory part. We see that every day on Twitter and the news. And I think as a business responsibility point of view, all we can do is try to do things as well as possible, as responsible as possible, with as much information as possible.
Very, very nice. I see that there are some comments from Quasar in the chat. Do you want to maybe take the microphone on?
Thank you, David. No, I'll pass, because one is regarding Catalyst and Voltaire, so that's not really with Token Allies. I made a comment that was a suggestion, or really just a random fact. If there's a way to bundle some of these investment projects, that would be pretty cool. I've seen more traction in the launch pool, where VC will invest in a portfolio, a group of projects or companies, as opposed to just one.
Yeah, and it's interesting because if you think, as you were saying, as a launchpad or a crowdfunding or tokenizing company, your onboarding process is gonna be quite difficult, because when we see them, like we was telling you, we were working with this for some time now, and yeah, you could onboard maybe an energy company in LATAM that wants to get more money and more funding, but it's a completely different thing to create a tokenomics model that's gonna work for them, and then you have to talk about the legal aspect. And yeah, I'm not that people that say that this is not gonna work, but I think we should work with what we have and what is working and what can do, and then we can slowly iterate for what we really would love to. And of course, there's probably gonna be many projects that launch successful launchpad or tokenization companies, because I really believe in tokenization of the world. Actually, that's how I joined blockchain technology. I wanted to invest my time in the tokenization of the world. I like to call it that way. It's maybe a marketing phrase, but I really believe that the world could be tokenized. And yeah, it's a slow process. Maybe it will take several decades.
It's Control
But
A.
we'll get
Hit
there.
Control A, and that tokenizes the whole world. Like, it's that easy. The other part is like what you're doing. I love the language that you're using. The idea of a launch pad or a launch pool or accelerator or VC fund. All of these names and phrases aren't necessarily fitting what we're doing or what a lot of people are doing. Like hackathon, you say hackathon, and it's really, what is it? A co-coding, a collective coding camp. Not really trying to hack anything. We just want to build together. So I love what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I met you a long time ago in the town hall, so it means a lot that you still support us here. And good luck with Game Changer. I'm seeing you a lot on social media, so you're doing an amazing job over there.
Yes, he's doing that. Quasar is amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
Our native butterfly. This is amazing. If there are no questions left, but if there are questions left, I think you have Discord too, and we can share those below the video as well.
Yes, please.
I would emphasize everyone who's watching this video, check out our proposal at EU Cardano. It's European Cardano, I think. That's how you can find it. And it will allow us to hopefully create even better content, to invest a little bit more time. It's much more of an appreciation because we just have 4 months added to it, but we will work regardless. So we just wanted to test what the community thinks about us.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time. And Davide, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I think it's very important to emphasize even more the fact that we have a proposal here. We are doing an amazing job. Let me say that. We are here for some time already, inviting a lot of nice guests and presenting projects that are helping a lot the Cardano community to improve and to get bigger. So it would be very, very appreciated if you can spare a vote for us as the European community. That would be very, very nice.
And that's why you've been the host today. because I don't have that. I don't have that energy.
Yeah, but I speak very, very fast. That's why it looks like I have energy. But yeah,
that makes sure that nobody watched this video on double speed. So that's a good technique.
No, indeed, but I don't know if the same for you, but all this catalyst process for me has been very, very stressful. So maybe that's why I need to communicate and get out this energy in this way. So it's always difficult. But are there any other question for Lucas since we are here? So otherwise we can proceed and go to the final stage of the Fireside chat.
Yeah, I would like, if no one has any questions, I would also like to add that we had 2 catalyst proposals. I can send them here in the chat, and I would really appreciate if you could vote for us. Yeah, that's it. And you could also mint TBC on our website right now. We are offering a 25% discount for these next 30 days. So if you wanna have that discount, you should mint in the next 30 days.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Let's go on.
Perfect. So we want to add also that we host several Twitter spaces in different languages for European community. It would be very nice if anybody else want to host a space with us, helping us, or introduce a new language. It would be fantastic. Just get in touch with us in your Discord server, and we will proceed with that.
And same goes for the interviews. Reach out to us if you want to have a individual interview of 15 to 20 minutes. It's very casual. You can see them on our YouTube. Just reach out to us, to your preferred host, to your preferred partner. Sometimes he might have time, but we arrange it. Yeah. I think we should professionalize that one time and set up a forum, which makes it easier.
Yeah, then our proposal will with that as well. So once again, anyway, we can contact us with several means of communication. We are on Discord. We have a server that Marcus told us about very often in this Fireside chat. We have a Twitter profile, a YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and you can find all of these with this QR code. So scan it and reach out to us. And
that was the backup. No, yeah,
that was a backup picture. So it's it. I think we are done, guys. Thank you very much for your presence and for telling us about your project. It was really appreciated. It was another amazing town hall as usual. We are doing a very great job, and having you here is always fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please get with us again in 2 weeks. We will find us here.
And the video will be live around tomorrow or the day after, latest. See you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.